What is going on, everybody? Fight Night 16, Primetime MMA. We're going to have LW Jamie Slick up against the ever-dangerous Elite King in Bang Bang himself. As you can see, Anthony Pettis, Conor McGregor, all the hallmarks of an entertaining stand-up war between these two. I am your host, Cyrus the Looney. I am joined, as always, in the booth by the mighty Bane and Pudgey. How you doing, my guys?
I could not be happier to be here. This card truly is stacked through and through. This main event is going to deliver. Pudge, what are you thinking?
Hey, man, listen, this is going to be a crazy banger. We already know what's going to happen. EK Bang Bang versus Jimmy Slick. It's always an entertaining factor when Bang Bang's involved. You know, that's my bro. Much love to him, as always. Jimmy Slick is no pushover, as we know. But this is just going to be intense. I think this is going to be a pure striking match. This is not going to the ground. This is all hands. That's all I'm going to say. All hands.
Love to see it, my man. Love to see it. I know Jamie Slick's been coming through. Perfect Pettis, I think, is his actual gamer tag, or PSN. And, you know, he comes out there with those silky smooth kicks. He really does a good job of mixing it all together. And obviously, we know how dangerous Bang Bang is. This man is, you know, perpetual forward movement there, Bane, and always landing those beautiful strikes to your head, your body, even chopping up those legs if you give him the opportunity. So, yeah, man, stoked as hell for this one. Cannot wait to get into it. This is, of course, is not the only fight that we have on the cards, though. As you can see, we've got KM Nitro up against the man in the booth himself, Pudgey, a little bit later on, as well as Tdrivers, EK Issue. So many great fights. Any particular that stand out to yourself there, my guys?
I'm looking forward to this Dovah and Mr. Mac fight. I'm looking forward to that. And I would say, obviously, my BSD guys, of course, Big E and my boy Tdrivers. That would be interesting to see, of course, and Papa Lemur for sure.
Yes, sir. He's an absolute killer. People coming out doing great stuff. As you can see, you got some of your favorites over there as well. Bane training with the likes of Tadpole KM, Valentine going up against Louis as well. Many killers up and down the card. Little bit of a shorter one today there, brother, but they always bring the action on these fight night cards for sure. It's an opportunity to get your name known and obviously start to work up those rankings. These cards always full of next top contenders.
Absolutely, and talking about the rankings themselves, one fight that's standing out to me is Jequis versus Blue Mist. Jequis being the number 10 on that PlayStation console. He is undefeated, 2-0. Blue Mist number 11, 2-1 this season. Both men riding that 2-fight winning streak. Let's see who gets to continue. And deep into the prelims, right, headlining it, we've got KM Valentine, another Kingsman who is also a commentator. A lot of double duty for the boys in the booth today.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Like you said, starting off the card, got some absolute killers. Going to be having, is it Tabaric TSK up against AJS Juggernaught. The TSK boys are a little bit newer on the scene, been doing great work. Tabaric, one of the hallmarks of that camp, and that man has fantastic all-round game that he brings to the table. His striking is phenomenal. His grappling is very much on point as well, but gonna have his work cut out with him, for him, I should say, this evening with the AJS. You know, faithful Juggernaught. This guy's been doing great work for the camp all round, and is looking to really display that this evening with that with that calf pick. The AJS boys always coming through with the calves, man. You love to see it, unorthodox, and they always have those really beautiful kicks to, you know, kind of sneak them in there, Pudge.
Oh yeah, for sure, man. Like, one thing I'll say about with calf kicks, they definitely add up when you kind of sneak them in there. So if the opponent's not really too aware on that, you know, maybe like 2 minutes into the fight, you'll see that your leg health is already chewed up, and I think that's, oh man.
These right hands in the pocket are getting Gamebred's attention. The backyard fighter now on the main stage tonight against the calf Juggernaught. A name like that, Pudge, you have to think, going to be hard to stop him in this one.
Oh yeah, for sure, man. I've faced off with Juggernaught before. He's a great fighter. Yeah, his combinations are crazy. You really got to watch out for that spinning back kick. He's really known for that. Tab is he's no pushover, man. He's out here throwing these hands, man, respectively.
yeah, for sure. Tabaric's one of those guys that's always game for a couple of wars in the body. Uppercuts already adding up. Got Holt, injured Juggernaught having all he can handle over the course of these first couple of minutes there, Bane. And right now, Tabaric marching forward, trying to get that finish.
Good hooks on the inside from Juggernaught. But yeah, as you mentioned, this fight's really getting dictated by the blue corner, Gamebred Masvidal. Now taking it to the mat is the creative fighter, Juggernaught. Getting into this half guard position. Will he posture up? 3 minutes with which to work. A lot of opportunity on the ground, Pudge.
Man, I would say for this one here, if Juggernaught maintains good ground control, he'll definitely take this first round. But it looks like he's just trying to get him out of here, Bane.
Shout out, taking a couple of quick moments there. Sorry to interrupt, Bane. Dovah blazing sit with the gifted sub in the chat. My man coming through, showing the support. Always loving it. Starting off the Monday in style. And now we're seeing Tabaric try to go for that mount, Bane. Not getting it, but the opponent's stamina very, very low at this point.
Gamebred Masvidal does have 3.5-star grappling overall, 87 submissions, so likely not going to tap him out, but could punch him out. This is vicious ground and pound.
Oh my God.
Nice work.
Yeah, you got to be careful. Yeah, you got to be careful when your stamina is that low on the ground and pound scene here, especially on the bottom.
Doing a good job of posting so far. Is Juggernaught able to mitigate some of that damage coming his way, but Tabaric having his way at the moment. That earlier rock, now the top control. Definitely going to be feeling very, very confident as the seconds tick by. A minute left on the clock there, Bane. Still plenty of opportunities to get that ground and pound off should he posture up.
If he wants to, right? Knee on belly, great position right here. Juggernaught does roll over to the back. Goes Masvidal. 45 seconds remain, and you have to think this is a wonderful start for Tabaric, who's trying to bounce back in a big way, right? Tab's been on the scene for a long time, fought the best of the best, now opening up a primetime fight night card. You have to think in his competitive career, this is where you kind of need to put the pedal to the metal and start making performances that make an impact.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Not a bad way to start it out for him, though. Obviously not taking this fight lightly. A lot of people, when they see those caps across from them there, Pudgey, they sometimes underestimate them, but looks like Tabaric's coming to play this evening, all business over the course of those first 5 minutes.
Oh, yeah, for sure, man. For someone who uses caps and who uses regular people, there's definitely some differences there. I enjoy using my calf, Uncle Beans. He's a good character, but his striking, it's nuts, man. But when you're actually going against like an actual fighter, man, it actually makes you actually put yourself in that perspective, But I would say in the first round, man, Tab definitely took that in those body shots, man. It was really killer.
Looking very, very clean over the start of the second round there, Bane, and already the stamina on any combination Juggernaught is throwing is a little bit problematic, but beautiful slip off and attacking the body, trying to get himself back into this any which way he can.
Juggernaught definitely has a couple tricks up the sleeves, but the sleeves just aren't that long. You can see the stamina's not there, head health isn't there. Great takedown, but again, you were largely controlled in that first set of 5 minutes on the ground. Why shoot for the takedown? You're inevitably going to get reversed into a worse position. That's just what my intuition's telling me from that first round.
Mm-hmm. They got him in a back set in here.
I mean, maybe he sees a hole in Tabaric's game. Maybe that defense on the back not up to par, and right now sitting there, excellent denials from home. The RNC is available, decides to go for it, but the denial from Tabaric comes in clutch. That is huge.
Nah, he says, screw that, man. You're not taking my back.
I can see here it is transitioned around. Masvidal in control.
You pointed this out a moment ago, that's the problem when you've got this lower stamina. Should he get a transition off, it puts you in a very, very tough position. But Masvidal separating, maybe looking to utilize some of those silky, smooth boxing combinations that we saw a little bit earlier on in that first round.
Yeah, I expect Tab to start turning it up here. He already has an advantage by, those body shots that he gave to Jug here. So Jug is doing a good job of actually, taking him down to the ground, try to get those points. But he has to be careful, though, because that stamina is not really looking too great for him right now.
This is great, though, here for... Oh, never mind.
That's the problem with the low stamina, right? I mean, he was doing great. I have to say, Juggernaut's denials on the ground are very, very promising, and there's some good combinations mixing it all together right now, trying to go high, trying to go low, but the cardio, as alluded to, maybe a little bit problematic and very, very hard to keep up this very, very high pace of a fight. Although, I have to say, I do rate the adjustments he is making, although maybe a little bit difficult to continue it should they go into that third round.
For sure.
You know, it's sort of a question of the accumulative damage that Juggernaught's been able to do right through 10 minutes. Not a lot of health events that he's been able to deliver to Tabaric. So coming to this final set of 5 minutes, I don't know. I mean, the grappling might be his only option. I don't know if you're going to get Masvidal out of there.
Yeah, his chin is so durable. I mean, obviously we saw Usman sleep him so fairly recently, but outside of that, the statistics in the favor of Masvidal when it comes to his durability, all-round toughness, a hard man to finish for sure, and especially when that cardio is starting to wane throughout the course of the fight. A very, very good round from Holt, though, I have to say, coming into the second round, potentially 1-1 after those opening 10 minutes. The third and final round up ahead of us there, Pudgey, and definitely all still to play for, brother.
Yeah, I would still give it a Tab, man. I feel like he had more significant strikes in that round. We didn't get a chance to see the stats, but I would say just looking at that, I say that he had more significant strikes than Jug, personally.
Second round was indeed closer. Third round is upon us. Final 5 minutes remain between the first fight of Primetime MMA Fight Night 16.
Going for the Kimura, my man. Doesn't go for the chain. He's tracing it very, very well. Actually doing an incredibly good job considering the low stamina that he has. But it does look like the escape may be imminent. Tabaric doing a great job of just staying composed in this pretty dire situation.
Yeah, Tab did, honestly, man, he's doing a really good job of percent for his type of stamina right now. Because when you typically go into a third round, if this was a 5-round fight, he would still be up. But anything could always change when you get body hit.
Oh, look at that. Game Bread going up on the back. Just like a backpack, reverse the position does Juggernaught, now progressing through into half guard. Game Bread letting him through. Tabaric, though, wise to everything on the ground. 3 minutes and 20 seconds remain in this fight, Cyrez.
Yeah, it's so far so good. Like I said, I'm rating the adjustments from Juggernaught now finding himself in this top position, not able to hold down the ever movement and scrambling abilities of Tabaric. Straight away finding his way back to his feet, and the mat return on for Juggernaught. This is chain wrestling at its finest.
Mm-hmm. He's doing a really good job of just keeping him down on the ground here, man. He's trying to find his weakness here. I think that like AJS right now, as far as like as a camp, they're pretty solid, man. That knockdown.
Massive right hand through the pipe. Cyrez really floors Juggernaught. That was a tough moment for him in a round that he was doing significantly better in.
Yes, look at the confidence. The slip under the overhand, straight into the lead overhand. Now the finish for the finish.
That's it. Wow.
What a performance from Tabaric, and what a finish, starting off this night with all sorts of action and a highlight reel finish. This man's, when you say that he has to make a statement this evening there at the beginning, Bane, by God, did he do that? What a finish on that.
That was one hell of a combo, man.
You could see that slip off, head off the center line, coming over that two-piece, knocks him down, delivers this Dr. Pepper momentarily afterwards. I know Kai Kara France's nickname is Don't Blink, but boy, do not shut your eyes when you're facing off against Tabaric.
Yeah, that man's a savage. Comes through my streams often, giving me as many licks as he can, and was able to do so under the bright lights this evening. Always a little bit different when you've got the lights on you, and he rose to the occasion this evening. Tabaric picking up that big W. This does move us on to the second fight of the prelims, though, my guys, and this is a fight that we have been, or myself, I've been very, very highly anticipating. Two Aussies stepping into the ring. Mystic Mac, the old faithful that's been with us for many, many years, an incredibly clean boxer, recently showing adjustments to his game with the grappling abilities in his last performance, but stepping across from him, making his debut, is TSK Dovah, a man that you're familiar with there, Bane, and I've had the pleasure of fighting him myself as a simulation-style playthrough. Honestly, very, very silky smooth on the striking, so I think this one's going to be a striker's delight, and cannot wait to get into it, see these Aussies throw down.
Absolutely, and one thing to mention, of course, is the history between these guys over in Agro, a CAF league on the scene. We are all in the same camp. Lots of sparring that has taken place on different accounts, and Aldo McGregor, a vintage matchup down at 145.
The power of Conor McGregor may be on display. That left hand is absolutely brutal. The all-round kicking ability of Aldo is going to need to be implemented to get him off that. The range, obviously, a little bit problematic for when you're on an Aldo pick against that Conor McGregor. The advantages of that reach are massive, but if anybody's going to be able to overcome that, that's going to be the silky smooth striking of Dovah.
Dovah eating a lot of shots here in this first minute. Needs to be more cognizant defensively. That left hand already stunning the chin of Dovah. Uppercut momentarily floors Dovah. Red corner in trouble early in this one.
One thing I'll say about what McGregor's saying, man, it's just so goated, man. Look at that.
The king of Rio fires back.
These guys not wasting any time. Not going out without a fight is Dovah putting on for all of the fans. Mystic Mac trying to come forward, continuing to land combo after combo. This Conor McGregor is getting those hands going. Obviously been working on the boxing recently, and it's on full display this evening.
Jeez, man. These guys are trying to go for fight of the night, man. It looks like it.
Both guys really bringing it up, showing up and showing out. But I have to think Dovah relying a little too much on that guard, sticking behind the forearms, not an advised strategy against the notorious Conor McGregor. Big jumping, spinning back kick to the midsection, though, does land. Mystic Max, the cardio of McGregor will not be his friend as this fight continues.
Definitely not. He's doing a great job of mixing it up to the body, and obviously the damage may be able to mitigate some of that stamina deficit that he would likely have. But those big spin kicks from Dovah, that is money in the bank.
Money in the bank, and Dovah looking to make a withdrawal courtesy of some roundhouses directly to the liver. Another spinning attempt lands. Dovah really coming and rallying midway through this first round. Couple knockdowns early, not taking the courage out of Dovah Smack tonight. The silent killer looking to catch a body.
Those Aussie always have hands, my man. An absolute nation of bred fighters, and they're showing it this evening. All entertainment over the stretch of the first 4.5 minutes, a minute 20 on the clock, Pudgey, and these guys are not letting up for anybody.
He's trying to get served the beans. That's all I'm saying, man. Dovah, honestly, man, he's doing a really good job of just keeping himself composed. I think Mr. Mac is really he's kind of overcommitting on that strike, that straight there. He kind of keeps whipping on his, on that stamina there. And that head kick, oh my God, that head kick almost put him out.
Yeah, he keeps sneaking it in. Sorry, but
at range, Dovah, ow! Dovah down again. 25 seconds. This could be it. This is bad news for Dovah. Can Mac get him out of here? That's a lot of unanswered strikes. Will the ref step in?
Looks like he's able to just about survive that one. My God.
I was just about to say, Cyrez. Out cold! 2 seconds remain! Dovah Smack puts Mystic Mac to sleep. Mac could not see that one in his crystal ball. Unconscious is the former featherweight king Conor McGregor. Jose Aldo celebrating in the octagon.
My God. Right there. Dovah, my man. Jesus. Entertaining fight. I'm going to call it right here. That is an early contender for fight of the night. These guys are going to have to show the fuck up in order to top that one. Non-stop action from the Aussies. I'm sure they're going to be sinking a cold one straight after that one together. My God. All action, brother. All action.
What was so interesting about through 5 minutes, it seemed that Mystic Mac was the more educated striker inside the pocket. Dovah would sit and take pictures and then get clipped, and that's what led to those knockdowns. But those final seconds, Mac got careless and he got caught bad. Put to sleep, body caught for the Aussie.
Yeah, good read on Dovah's part, man, because he was anticipating that head kick, and then he just came up with that hook, and it looks like my man's over here slipped on the banana peel. So that.
Out here playing Mario Kart.
Well, I mean, if there's a fight that's going to live up to that sort of hype, it's going to be the Kingsman Papa Lima stepping out in this next up against another AJS faithful. We're going to be seeing these two gentlemen try to throw down Papa Lima, AJS Walker in the lightweight division. Once again, killers. Say again, sorry, brother.
I said, let's get it, boys.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. No wasted time. Volkanovski stepping in the cage across from Michael Chandler. Have to see how these two try to implement their game plans, both around a very similar size. Not going to have too much of a reach advantage, but both guys hit like a Mack truck and have those leg kicks to boot.
95 striking for Iron Michael Chandler, the former Bellator star, does have the edge in that power, but interestingly enough, the 145 King has a slight reach advantage.
Does he really? My God, he's got those long ass arms then. Nice work getting it to the ground already. Got him a little bit injured, raining. Looking a little bit suspect of Chandler, but doing a great job of mitigating some of that with the denial. These guys obviously on point in every regard, whether it be the striking or the grappling, trying to shut each other's game plans down as often and as early as possible. But with Volkanovski on top, those little seconds going to start ticking by, and with these denials adding up, going to be feeling very, very confident is the Kingsman in Papa Lemur.
Papa Lemur, somebody who has been there and done that in the competitive scene. Iron Michael Chandler has all he can handle and more in this one. AJ's camp really impressing so far tonight with a lot of variety, but you're going to need a well-versed game, Pudge, to take out Papa Lemur.
Chandler just got that backside. He has to be careful of that stamina. That's one thing, man. If you can read your opponent's stamina, that slip. He's about to get put out.
Yeah, going to the body as well. And now the slip off to the hook. Raining down some shots on the block, trying to show the Kingsman that he is not here to play, not here to take names. He's here to take heads home with him, trying to, mount that Kingsman's head on the mantelpiece. But Papa Lemur is as well-versed as they come. A gnarly veteran that's not going to get flustered in the opening going. Still plenty of time in this first round to get the tides of this fight turned and trying all he can. But Walker's pressure is phenomenal right now.
Absolutely. Really is, the crowd is rallying for AJ's Walker. You can see in the Twitch chat, a lot of support for that blue corner. 90 seconds remain in this opening round. Papa Lemur with that stun likely down on the scorecards as we approach the final stretch of this first round. Let's see if he can rally a little bit against the fan favorite.
Misses on the switch. Returns does AJ Walker with the roundhouse to the body. Nice work from Papa Lemur using those interrupting lunging strikes. They can often throw your opponent completely off their game plan, stopping that forward momentum. It's a really, really good game plan just to try and get that respect back. What an uppercut!
Walker down momentarily, 30 seconds remain. This is what Papa Lemur needs to do.
Oh, geez. He's looking to take him down. Good takedown. He's going to just hold him here for the rest of the round there. But yeah, good thing on Papa Lemur, man. That uppercut was definitely a round stiller, man.
Definitely so, my man. That was a lot of early adversity for the Kingsman up until that late uppercut that he was able to land. We know Papa Lemur for his leg kicks and the ability to throw that nice kickboxing / Thai style together, but having to show those ripples in his game, getting the takedown, able to work that big uppercut at the end. And it all adds up when you start to take your opponent down and chop at those legs, sets up those head strikes very, very beautifully. And that's what was able to lead to that knockdown towards the end of that round. But starting us off, Bane, all action, not wasting any time are these guys.
Papa Lemur really sitting in the pocket in that first 30 seconds, trying to make the most of those exchanges. Takedown defense on point for Iron Mike Chandler, but that left hook is consistently landing on the chin of the lightweight title challenger.
Still marching forward.
Some people suggest that Chandler can dish it, but cannot take it. Massive uppercut from Alexander the Great Volkanovski. Takedown defense, though, still there for AJ's Walker Pudge.
Oh, man. But Papa Lemur's doing a really good job of making sure that nothing actually happens to any body parts, man. Because when your stamina is down that low, anything can get flashed, and then that's it, man.
I'm not sure of the statistics for Michael Chandler, but it does seem to be when that chin gets cracked, it becomes a little bit problematic in order to be able to continue into this type of style that he needs. He's a heavy hitter with short arms, but there's a pullback counter from the AJS-man Walker. Big knockdown. This might be it.
Can Walker do it? Can Walker get Papa Lemur out of here? The fan favorite hears the cheers from the crowd. Now he's coming forward against Papa Lemur.
Jeez, man. Papa Lemur's not out of this fight, but that overhand almost sent my man to Beanville.
Definitely a very educated combination from the blue corner, courtesy of that pull back, upper to stun, and big, massive power from Iron Mike Chandler. You can't call yourself Iron if you don't pack a punch, Cyrus.
Yeah, no, for sure, brother, for sure. It's one of those things. He does have a lot of power in those hands, but once again, when the stamina starts to go down a little bit, the head health. Oh my God, the slips are on point from Chandler this evening, landing those bombs with maximum vulnerability. Lima has to be careful of over-committing to those strikes, and easier said than done when this sort of pressure is coming your way.
Yeah, good job on Papa Lemur for denying that stag guard, because that could have went left.
Oh, I will say this. Papa Lemur needs to get back on that left hook strategy. That left hook has been money through 10 minutes for him. Sometimes he doesn't utilize it when he should, and that's when he gets dropped. 60 seconds remain in this second round. Seems like Walker is feeling the momentum from the crowd.
He is riding high at the moment, is Walker. This is a standout performance up against a tough, gnarly veteran in Papa Lima. Should he get the W this evening, that will be a huge feather in the cap of that man right there and for his camp. Look at that straight leap body hook. That's a great way of interrupting it, but still eating these shots to the head. Both guys having a little bit of a problem in terms of stamina and head health at the end of the second round there, Pudge.
Yeah, Walker, good job to him, man. I would say he has to be careful of that lead leg, that left one, because that's looking like it's kind of compromised there. But that was overall, man. That was a good scrap, man. That could have went either way.
Oh, you could see there Papa Lemur early in this third round using that left hook. Would like to see him utilize the leg kicks at range a bit more. The slip strikes of Walker could be
God.
Good job.
Walker absolutely on point this evening. Like I said, standout performance, doing all he can to get this finish. But there's a big rally from Papa Lemur.
You can't count out Papa Lemur. Here comes Papa Lemur walking down the fan fave. Chandler needs to get off the fence here, and he's massive knocked from Chandler.
Ooh, good up kick.
Those pullback counters have been the story of the night for AJS. Walker doing an absolutely perfect job of reading those strikes and getting out of the way. The overhand into the straight, popping into the block, attacking that head health. Lima having a lot of trouble, but still marching forward, trying to get that finish. 3 minutes, 20 on the clock, Pudgey. And my God, these guys are throwing some bombs.
Well, these boys is out here throwing the hands today. It's like every fight even up until this point, just even has you more hype for the more of the main event. And feels like this right here could be a main event.
This is the PrimeTime MMA guarantee. Every fight will deliver. Level change right there from the 145-pound champion. Gets it down midway through this third and final round. Papa Lemur fighting for the W here. Can he get it courtesy of some slick grappling from the Australian?
He's doing a great job of getting those denials off. That side control is a troublesome position to be in, especially with that head health and the stamina being low. Now the crucifix getting worse. Good job to get out of that very, very quickly. The more he can stabilize in that position, the worse it would have become, but not out of the woods yet after having such a great performance. Now finding himself in top mount from the Kingsman. These shots going to come down often and hard. These, I was going to say, brother, the stamina may not be there, but the power most certainly is.
Oh, good denial by Walker. Good denial by Papa Lemur.
An electric fight, so back and forth. Will be interesting to see how the judges score at 60 seconds to make a statement. Posture up from Papa Lemur momentarily.
Yeah, lots of time for him to work, man. Lots of time to work. Not a great amount of stamina, but with the head health, it's only going to take a couple.
I have enough stamina.
40 seconds remain. Both chins are cracked and blinking. Can Iron Mike survive to the bell?
Oh, man, good lunging by Papa Lemur.
Oh, my God.
And then happy boys. Can somebody get a knockout? Uh-oh.
10 seconds, the leg health, the head health, all problematic. Only a couple of moments on the clock, and once again, a couple of stuns. What an action-packed bout. These guys all trying to get performance and fight of the nights, and they're already making it very, very difficult to choose between those performances. My God, absolutely savages stepping in the cage tonight, and Lima getting the W. going to see these fight statistics? No. Okay, never mind. I would have loved to see those.
Have to say, that final 15 seconds, I think Papa Lemur did enough to get the job done, courtesy of those health events from the leg kicks. What a beautiful adjustment late in the fight when the stamina had been tested, right? We talked about when you want to maximize your strikes, when your opponent's stamina is at an all-time low, and those leg kicks came at an all-time best moment. Great W there for Papa Lemur. Fan favorite AJ's Walker definitely cannot hang his head over what was an impeccable performance.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. He really, really showed up this evening, had an excellent account of his all-round skills against a dangerous, dangerous veteran of the game and community as a whole. With that being said, though, we are now moving on to AJS, RyJones up against TMF Kobie, or TSK Kobie. I couldn't quite see it there. I do apologize, but TSK is what I've just heard from the back. And yeah, no, these guys, the AJS boys, showing up in numbers this evening. Third performance from that camp. Obviously they've got a lot of members and they've been doing fantastic work. We saw how well versed they were in that last performance. Wonder if this man's going to be able to get another W for his camp, or if Kobie's going to reign true with that Iceman pick. I rate it, my man. I rate it.
Yuri Prochazka versus Chuck, the Iceman Liddell, contested at 205. Pudge, this is a great matchup.
Yes, it is, man. I would say between the picks between Yuri and Mr. Chuck Liddell, this is going to be a striking match. I don't see this really going to the ground as often. This is just going to be throwing knees, elbows.
Banging bombs already, are they, Bane? The Iceman doing great work with the heavy hands. Got to be a little bit careful of overcommitting with those unorthodox strikes that Prochazka can answer back with, but so far so good with their precision.
The Iceman appears to be thought out as those combinations are quick and fiery. Cyrez, 3:45 remain, and Liddell is pushing forward against Prochazka.
Yes, sir. I did not know he had a spin to the body. Chuck Liddell's been working on the kickboxing, that taekwondo coming in handy, not pull and brawl anymore. Got a full repertoire of skills that he's able to employ, and the damage landing massively.
AJ's RyJones getting overwhelmed through 2 minutes. Chuck Liddell just meeting him everywhere this fight goes. Takedown defense now on point for the Iceman. Prochazka stunned once more. Prochazka backing up. Here comes Chuck Liddell.
Looking kind of compromised there. Ooh, that ain't looking good. Mr. Jones.
This is what you love, the Iceman. No mercy, always just marching forward, looking to land absolutely killer shots on the chin and every opportunity possible. Gonna be feeling very, very confident, but now Prochazka answering back with a couple of shots of his own.
Corkscrew uppercut there for Liddell. Oh! And clipped Prochazka down, the Iceman, signaling to the fans that this one is about to be over.
My God. The confidence is oozing from Kobie's right now. TSK got to be feeling very, very good with their campmate. Got to be careful not to play with his food, though. Gets rocked by the big power shots of Jerry.
Yuri Prochazka can never be counted out, but you have to think RyJones just does not have the chin health as this fight is progressing, but phenomenal takedown defense right there, Pudge.
Oh, good job on both guys, man, because they were making sure that this wasn't going to the ground, but good up kick by Mr. Chuck Liddell.
Oh, now Jerry's trying to answer back. The cardio becoming problematic. Looks like Kobie trying to get a couple of shots on the inside. Puts him down once more. Face down on the canvas. These ground and pound strikes now coming his way. Trying to get this finish in the opening going. Only 30 seconds left on the clock, but my God, they've been all action over the stretch.
Oh, this ain't good. He's just going to keep chopping for that body. That stamina is not good. Uh-oh.
Yuri Prochazka does have a 96 recovery. Let's see how much that helps him as he comes into the second set of 5 minutes. But man, Bizzle entertaining through 5 minutes.
Non-stop action. And do you expect anything less? Not only with the Iceman and Yuri in the cage, but when you've got these two savages behind the sticks, I mean, sprawl and brawl at its finest, my God.
Someone has come to throw hands today, gentlemen.
Oh, the front kick stopping him in his tracks with
Oh.
that lead hook. Jerry getting loose with the spins. Lands it again, but it's interrupted by Kobie's.
That is an educated defense from Kobie, but takedown is there for Prochazka. Here he gets it to the ground. Let's see what the ground and pound looks like for the top 10 light heavyweight.
Mr. RyJones and stuff, he's working on some ground and pound body strikes himself. I think that's very, that's very vital, man. I think that everyone who tries to, try to look for just head hunting on the ground, if you implement those transition strikes and transition denials, man, they really help you a long way, man.
I've just received some notes from Kobie in the Twitter. He said he's taken this one personally. His opponent should have given him the bow. He didn't, and now he's looking to make him pay for it. Raining down the bombs given every opportunity is the Iceman.
This is a tough performance for AJ's RyJones. You have to think the AJ's camp is at times struggling already on this card. That seems to be continuing courtesy of the Iceman. Prochazka now back to his feet, but for how long?
Big straight. Chuck Liddell looking for the finish, going to the body, going to the head. Drops him again, and the taunt is there. Gotta be careful not to play with your food because Jerry hits like a Mack truck. Should he find the opportunity, he is going to switch your lights out.
Oh, massive work to the midsection there from Liddell. Prochazka down again. This is just a dissection. 2 minutes remain in this second round, and you have to think Kobie is feeling fantastic. This is not an if, but a win! Yes!
Knockout of the night already, my man. I mean, look at those combinations he put together. Note to all competitors, if Kobie bows to you, you better bow back.
Oh my God, man! I'm speechless, man. Because that knockout on the way down, bang! Look at that. It looks like he just mushed his face in the cage. Like Jesus, there was no space.
Shades of Tyron Woodley getting knocked out. I can't recall exactly which promotion it was before the UFC, but sliding down against the cage and catching an uppercut on the way down. That's, as Pudgey would say, a one-way ticket to Bean City.
Yes, sir. Beansville on the cards for them. That man right there. Going to be a little bit of a consolation prize, but he's going to need it. Kobie looking absolutely phenomenal. The TSK K-Boys showing up in style this evening. What a performance from that man right there. It marches us on to the next one, though. Just before the featured fight of the prelims, we're going to be having BST Kenny up against Mr. AJS. Still haven't actually received confirmation if Mr. AJS is actually to do with the AJS camp or not, so... Yeah, okay, no, just received a note from the back. He actually isn't. Just a bit of a coincidental name, but nevertheless, this man's been doing some work on the scene, Bane, looking to get the hand raising this evening up against a dangerous opponent stepping across from him with that Nathaniel Diaz pick.
Interesting. Very dangerous against someone who's as well-rounded and lethal as Dustin the Diamond Poirier. But if anyone can make the most of Diaz, it is BST Kenny.
Dustin, the Diamond Poirier, has the power. Diaz has the durability. Only a 3-round fight. Gonna have to see who's able to implement their game plan. Got to imagine an active one is needed from Nathaniel Diaz in order to get the job done. Really utilize that cardio advantage that he does have. But obviously, you have to be careful, Pudgey, marching forward up against the power of Dustin Poirier.
Yeah, it's ever since Poirier got that buff, man. Everyone thinks that he's overpowered. I would say even before the buff, that left hand is money.
The pullback
inside.
My God, I have to say the pullback counters from these guys that have been absolutely on point. Every single guy in these fights have their head movement on point. Not sure if there's a new video, maybe watching Great Mist's bobblehead video and utilizing that to the maximum effect, but the counters on point over the course of these first couple of fights and not looking to slow down anytime soon, Bane.
You can see Mr. AJ's through the first couple minutes has been implementing a pretty kick-heavy strategy. The Louisianan going downstairs at will and mixing up with the hands. That early knockdown, definitely some candy money in the pocket, as some would say. Definitely going to rely upon that if this goes to the judges' scorecards.
But he also has to be careful though, Bane. If you look at his right leg for Mr. AJS over here, man, both legs they're kind of down a little bit, especially that right leg. So if he's not too careful, man, like even though the diamond can kind of scrap on either side, because right now he's using it in the orthodox. So I don't know how that would stack up against him. But if he switches back to southpaw, I think that's where his power really relies at.
Yeah, I think you're right. I do believe he's trying to make a read because Diaz was using a little bit of head movement off that center line. Not so much right now, utilizing that very, very low jab. An intelligent move. Interesting to see Diaz go for the double leg. Not an often technique you see him employ, but maybe a little bit of a mistake as he goes back to that beautiful boxing that the Diaz brothers are known for.
Maybe he just wants to threaten him. He's just like, hey, if we need to take this to the ground, we'll take this to the ground.
This is vintage Diaz pressure. Nate just coming forward. Poirier on the back foot. Great calf kick right there, though. 45 seconds remain in this first round. Have to think Poirier being the more effective striker, but Kenny has had his moments. Big combination there for Poirier.
My God, the power of the diamond raining through onto the chin of the ever tough and durable Diaz. Most men would have fallen at this stage, but able to hang on so far and trying to turn it around with the just the chin, man. He's like a zombie walking forward. The cardio is still there, but the chin is as well, which isn't the case for most people in this situation with the diamond landing with such power.
Mm-hmm. This was I would say that was definitely a good round for both guys, man. I think BST Kenny, man, I think he's doing a really good job, man. He kind of almost gives me like a little bit of a bang bang type of esque of the way how he does his pressure, but he has to also be careful.
Oh, 9 seconds into the second round, as Pudgey was giving him praise, Kenny goes to sleep. Dustin the Diamond Poirier gets the hand raised tonight.
Mr. AJS looking silky smooth, those powerful hands landing true. Was that a body uppercut tracking to the head? It was.
Wow.
Woo! Y'all want to see a dead body? That's the first one of tonight. Well, in fact, the second one in a row. It was a murder beforehand. The police are still on scene and they need to be. Another murder just happened in front of us. My God.
I was so enthralled by that finish that I misspelled it and said, "What a fish" in the Twitch chat.
He did flop like the fish on the floor, my man, and understandably so. But the action continues, taking us on to our featured fight of the prelim. Going to be having Louis stepping up against KM Valentine. KM Valentine, a absolute veteran of the scene and the commentary booth. Now stepping into the cage up against somebody that's relatively new to the scene, but had a big couple of performances in his last outing. Gonna have to see which one's able to really get themselves going. We know that Valentine likes to work that striking, with Louis being a little bit more of an unknown. He's got the advantages of really not being able to game plan for him, which is a big thing on these sorts of scenes. You know, not knowing what your opponent's going to be bringing to the table can really throw you off course.
Could not agree more. KM Valentine representing the Kingsmen, of course. Love that camp. So cerebral in their approach to fights. Interesting to see what Valentine brings up at 185 with Robert the Reaper Whitaker.
Beautiful picks. I love this weight class. I love the picks. Robert Whitaker is a very well-rounded fighter. The ability to land those striking, the ability with the wrestling. Of course, stepping across from him with the Chael Sonnen pick, you've got to rate it. Guy does have heavy hands, great forward pressure and wrestling, but maybe not the submission game to go with it, being his one and only weak spot, at least in my opinion.
As Chael would say, sometimes you tap out and that's the end of the round, not the fight. But in this one, great ankle pick right there from the American Gangster, putting the Aussie on his back early, Pudge.
Yeah, I think that Valentine's going to do he's just going to be really patient on the ground, man. One thing I'll say about Valentine, man, hey, shout out to that man. My man's over there living it up in Barbados right now. But just taking a look at his his fight catalog, man. He's faced a lot of tough opponents in this very same type of situation here. So he's always doing a good job of making sure that he gets back on the, on the feet, stays his distance there. Good side kick. He's just doing his thing, man. He's very patient, man. That's one thing I like about Valentine, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Training with some of the best in the business. You don't often see performances, but I'm cold-blooded, tadpole, and the like, caliber, and so on. As we see in the chat, got some great partners to make sure that you hone up those skills. Iron sharpens iron, but a lot of tough moments for Valentine so far in these wrestling exchanges. Chael Sonnen saying, I can't let you get close, shooting those double legs, putting him on his back often and early, trying to get those ground and pound opportunities in, should he be able. But the defense is doing very, very well for Valentine so far, being able to make a lot of the ground and pound opportunities that are coming Anakin's way.
The good thing is, absolutely agree, the ground and pound that Sonnen is delivering is largely controlled by Whitaker. Valentine cognizant of the posture ups and different transitions through the first couple minutes. But again, now it's just control time that is being accumulated. Iron does sharpen iron. Oh.
It's all good, bro. It's all good.
Oh, good strikes right there by Sonnen, connecting the ground and pound, now being more effective. 90 seconds to go in this first round.
This marauding style can be really, really frustrating, but what a head kick from Valentine. Getting the damage off when he can. Back to the feet and looking to implement his game plan. Obviously has to be careful with Chael Sonnen. The big power hands can come back his way. He likes to fish for those uppercuts given the opportunity, and go into the body can be problematic as he enters the clinch once again.
There, I think what Bane meant to say. Oh my God, I'm over here messing up.
It's a curse.
Yes, it is, man. What I think that what Bane meant to say was that beans baking beans over here, because this is crazy.
Great start for the American Gangster. Wrestling seems to be on point through the first 5 minutes. Valentine needs to be defensive in this second round. Staying on the feet is his path to victory. Oh, big kick lands on the chin.
You don't see that really often. My man just took that slight little kick to the chin real quick.
You see the highlight? It's actually showing the side kick. I mean, the big definitely come in the way of Valentine with those big head kicks and the side kicks to the body, but a lot of top control from Louis at that opening going. He's going to be feeling very, very good about the ability to replicate that game plan. Of course, Whitaker needs to be all over the takedown defense, Bane, should he want to be able to turn the tides in this one.
Valentine needs to get on the striking train if he wants to get the hand raised tonight. Sonnen content to shoot for those takedowns. Now landing in the pocket a little bit is the American Gangster.
It's a lot harder for a wrestler to shoot a takedown when they're on the back foot. Normally, you see a wrestler move forward just like that. The power single carrying him to the center of the cage, and the big slam. What a great adjustment from this man. Decides not to go for that simple double. This time, the power single gets the job done there, Pudge.
Yeah, that he was taking him for a ride there, Mr. Cyrus. Sometimes, man, when you get slammed on your back plenty of times, man, you got to watch out for your body health. You also got to watch out for your head health and also your stamina as well, because that gets impacted very heavily when you get slammed.
That it most certainly does. So far, so good for Louis, doing a great job entering on that takedown once again, slicing across on the double leg into the half guard position, Bane. And so far, the bad guy's having an absolutely phenomenal wrestling performance over the course of these first 8 minutes.
As is known, bad guy is great at wrestling through, as you mentioned, these first 8 minutes. Seems to be unstoppable with the takedowns. Valentine hasn't been able to get up to his feet, but you have to think this is wear and tear. How is the cardiovascular system of Robert the Reaper Whitaker after all of these successful takedown attempts?
Exactly right, exactly right. I think the Valentine's done a great job of mitigating a lot of the damage that's coming his way, but seconds are just ticking by with these takedowns. Lovely denial. That's what he needs right there. Answers to a couple of knees ahead. This is the sort of pressure and takedown defense he's going to have to employ in order to be able to get some success, because so far so good. You see the bad guy taking these little stutter steps to the side, maybe trying to set up that takedown, but the damage starting to rain through for Valentine.
Big combination there on the inside from Sonnen. Imperative. Oh, big whiff right there from Valentine. Eats a left hand. Back to the canvas is the Reaper.
Yeah, good job by Mr. Sonnen here, man. He really capitalized on that 1-2 head kick there. He ducked it very well. I think if he would have ripped to the body, man, I think this would have been over, boys.
I'm a bit surprised. The crucifix is a dangerous position to be in. Able to get out of it, staying active on the bottom, popping those hips left and right, shrimping, and able to get his opponent into the obviously side control position. Now it would appear, but once again, the bad guy is so dominant on top with the ground and pound opportunities, positional awareness, that it's going to be incredibly difficult to get the tides turning in this one.
I think that Valentine is definitely going to need a finish as we come into this third and final round. 5 minutes remain if we get there. This is some vicious ground and pound that we're seeing from Chael Sonnen. Short elbows on the inside don't look like they pack a lot of power, but boy, Pudgey, is there a little bit of a zap on those elbows.
Yes.
Listen, man, I would say, dude, if ground and pound elbows were still a thing in this game, I feel like a lot of the ground and pound would be more enjoyable than what it is now. And I think that we're getting a good demonstration of how this is being implemented by Sonnen here.
I agree with you there, Pudge. I agree with you. Obviously the massive in the ground and pound. Throw your entire body weight behind it. That and some hammer fists wouldn't go amiss, but so far so good, using what's available to him. Short elbows on the inside, big ground and pound straights and hooks should he get the opportunity. But once again, you see how fresh they are. So far it's been a course of just overall positional awareness and dominance on the ground from Anakin as he slips another head kick.
He's just wise to the attacks of Mr. Valentine. He seems to be a step ahead. KM Valentine playing checkers. Chael Sonnen playing chess over there.
Definitely a seam. Oh, that's a nice little spinning elbow. Valentine has the spin to win ability. Should he has a great job of setting a combination from the bad guy.
You could see while the stamina is close, the head health is different. All of those small strikes on the inside in those grappling exchanges have worn down the chin of the former middleweight champion.
Yeah, Valentine knows he needs a finisher, trying to get what he takedown for the bad guy once again. The grappling offense from this man is absolutely on point. Now the crucifix gets the denial. This is bad news for the Kingsman.
This ain't looking good for Val.
Chael Sonnen just now hammering the dome of Robert Whitaker. That head is eating some punishment tonight. This could be close to being over, Cyrez.
Yeah, I was going to say that was very, very close to that neon belly finishing opportunity, trying to ground and pound galore for Chael Sonnen. My God, he is not wasting any time making this a dirty, dirty back and forth battle, trying to get those short shots in, chipping away at the head health. Valentine doing all he can to survive, but it's just been an absolutely phenomenal performance. As he gets the reversal, though, needs an opportunity to separate and maybe get one of those big finishes on the ground, try to set up some of those head kicks as before there, Pudge.
Yes, sir. Good denial there by Sonnen there, man. Val, he has to come up and see what can he do in the next 90 seconds. Can he rely on these spinning elbows? Can he work on getting his combos? You got to see, man. But right now, it's very, very close. Very, very close.
Oh my God!
It's just stunned. KM Valentine did not mix it up as much as he needed to tonight. Stayed true to the guns, the game plan that he had in the first round. And while it didn't succeed, then he felt maybe it'll change. Maybe my luck will turn around, and it hasn't through 15 minutes. Need to go back to the drawing board a little bit on the approach. Phenomenal job from Chael Sonnen tonight.
Yeah, it can be really, really tough. I've been in these positions personally in the past, I'm sure. When you've got such a dominant grappler ahead of you, it can be very, very problematic to get your game plan going, can let the frustration set in. I am very impressed with Valentine's defense, but it's just been defense this evening from that man. Obviously, the forward pressure, that grappling offense, from Anakin, just looking absolutely phenomenal this evening. I mean, an absolutely picture perfect performance from that man right there.
Yeah, good scrap between both of these guys, man. It's always tough, man. Like you said, Tyrez. I've definitely been in these these situations before, and yeah, sometimes, man, it's just not your night, man. But Val did a really good job by just hanging in there, man. He had he had a good couple of critical moments where he could have turned it around, but good job to Mr. Anakin, man. Good job, man.
Yes, sir. Looking absolutely phenomenal, and you've got to think there, Bane, that this right.
I think that if moving forward, Anakin can pair that really unmatched grappling with some serious striking acumen, he could very well be a problem. Louis definitely impressed through 15 minutes here. I'd be interested to see if he was matched up against someone who had significant takedown defense that forced Louis into a stand-up war. But either way, the main card is upon us. Another AJ's member, AJ's Aulogy versus KM Gunz.
Yes, sir. We're going to see the AJS Aulogy. He's a new addition to that camp, I do believe. He's been doing phenomenal work, all-round threat, and he's going to need to be just that this evening against the Kingsman in Gunz, another recent addition to the KM roster. And this man's been around the scene for a long time. Previously, ICB, always putting on fan-friendly fights, and in the heavyweight division, Pudgey, these guys are going to be able to hit like you wouldn't believe. The power of these big men really, really going to be on display in this heavyweight division.
Man, I'll say this, man. The punches on heavyweights, man. You ever heard like a steak ever dropping off of like a skyscraper? It's like one of those, man. Like, when you get one of these heavyweight conditions, man. Stipe versus DC, man. That's always a classic matchup, man. I think it's going to be hands and just throwing down on the ground, man. It's going to be one of the ways, boys.
The pullback once again, trying to go to the body. Daniel Cormier definitely has a little bit of a weakness to those body hooks, and Gunz maybe trying to implement that early, but obviously the takedown threat of Cormier always apparent. Already seen a shot out of him at the beginning of this round, but my God, active in the pocket is Gunz being, just trying to really, really turn this into a bit of a dirty back and forth brawl. But as I say that, Bane, the takedown on for Cormier.
The Olympic accredited wrestler Daniel DC Cormier can take it down when he wants and where he wants. This is a little bit difficult for Miocic because he's not back up against the cage. He's a little bit more closer to the center of the octagon. Get-ups will be few and far between for the former heavyweight champion. 3 minutes and 10 seconds remain. Let's see what the Kingsman can do to get off of his back.
So far, so good. The position over submission, position over the ground and pound, now getting in a couple of big shots, not getting overzealous with it, staying patient. He's aware that cardio will become problematic should he just absolutely let go in these top positions. So really, really good job on choosing those shots so far and riding out these positions, Pudge.
Good denial there by Aulogy.
That's where he's done his best work in the past. Aulogy has been on the ground, but
oh, wait, I'm sorry. I actually got that mixed up. That was actually Mr. Gunz that was on the ground. I'm sorry. I was actually looking at it wrong. Sorry. I'm sorry about that.
Oh, you can see the Kingsman is content to sit in the pocket and throw those kicks. Something that I wouldn't really advise Cyrez is large kicks like that when you're in the phone booth. Yeah,
100%. And it can be problematic, especially in the division, right? In any weight class, it puts you to max vulnerability, but especially in the heavyweight division, it only takes the one shot to turn those lights out. I have to say, I'm really, really appreciating the body hooks that we were seeing a little bit earlier from Gunz. I would like to see him utilize that a little bit more instead of those kicks that you were alluding to a moment ago there, Bane. But he's doing a great job of taking the center and really, really trying to lead the battle when it comes to the stand-up war.
Yeah, I think I think if Gunz just stays on the outside, man, and, if he uses that range to his advantage, man, I think they could really do some damaging power here.
See there, KM Gunz just let AJ's back into the center of the octagon. Now, Toxic Carnivore dumps him and jumps into the full guard. Interesting move by Gunz right there to let him circle out. Now he's eating some ground and pound, Cyrez.
Yeah, that was lovely work. Miocic's stamina was very low. It was at the end of the... That's the opportunity there to really, really bombs on your opponent. Great way to end out the round for him after some early adversity. I have to say, Stipe probably getting the better of the striking accrement of this, this fight so far. But every single round starts striking there, Bane, and right back to it with the inside combinations, trying to get Stipe's hands going. But the takedown once again.
These big boys are throwing. Daniel Cormier takes it down within the first minute of the second round. Now knee on belly. This is bad for the Ohio native. Miocic content to be on his back for a second, but not for long. KM Gunz searching to get back to his feet. You can see the left hand holding the head of DC, now shrimping out to make that space, Cyrez.
Yeah, once again, the top control of Cormier is so dominant that it can really, really be a smothering force to have on top of you. Stipe is not obviously adverse to the grappling himself, but definitely does not want to find himself on bottom. His top control is where it is at with the ground and pound opportunities. Gets that reversal and now has the opportunity to do so, slicing across into mount.
Uh-oh. Can this actually go wrong for DC? Could this go wrong if Gunz actually stays in this position, man? If he knows how to work on transition denials, man, and he actually does that to DC, that'll be something.
The one thing I will point out is that, of course, as we move into the main card, you see these guys use games and the whole kind of game mechanics of UFC 4, utilizing some of those short shots to build up the grapple advantage. Very, very educated approach from both guys as you see him continue to rip to the body and try to get that half guard. Bails on it and gets the denial. Beautiful work, minding all of his P's and Q's over the course of those first 3 minutes of the second round, Devin.
And this is just concerning for Cormier, because when you think about it, the grappling should be a domain that he really has a ton of success in, at least within the statistics. And right there, he announces it. Big reversal of positions. Just under 2 minutes remain. The former double champion now in top mount.
Big shots trying to come down. But once again, I really, really appreciate the tactical approach from Aulogy. He never just, throws down 9-10 strikes on the ground and then at the very, very end of the round, choosing those shots wisely, making sure that he doesn't lose that position. And once again, just absolutely clamping down on this side control with beautiful success.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Gunz is doing a really good job of, protecting that crucifix side, man. That's one thing that you definitely don't want is DC to be in a crucifix position on you, man. That's one thing. And I think he's just been doing a really good job of just, surviving, man. And he actually took it down to DC's world. So, that's always could be, that could bite you in the ass if you're not too careful. But I think that he was very confident enough that he could do that. So props to him, man.
Nice work so far, attacking that leg. Now is the Kingsman trying to get some work done from the outside, potentially trying to force that next takedown attempt from Cormier. Counter and rip to the body. Gunz was looking very, very clean at the end of that round, Bane. Going to imagine he's going to try and implement that same sort of approach come the third and final one in this main event starter.
Oh, absolutely. KM Gunz has to be pleased through 10 minutes. Now the pressure is on Cormier. Third and final round upon us to open up the main card. Let's see who's got more gas in the tank coming off the stool.
Look at the counters from the Kingsman. Beautiful work from that man right there, trying to get this pressure on. So far, so good. Cormier's got the answer to all of the adversity every time. He's doing the right things to survive there, Pudge.
Yes, sir, man. I think that was a really good, a really good patient move on Gunz, man. Because when people do that pullback, man, that's really a contest within itself. Whether you can pull, against your opponent or what, but he's giving them the hands today.
Big shot right there from DC. Right hand partially connects. Big overhand bounces off the head of Miocic. 3 minutes and 40 seconds remain in this fight. And you have to think, Cyrez, KM Gunz is feeling great.
Yeah, he's doing absolutely great. Starting to really turn the tides. The takedown attempts now coming few and far between. The takedown defense has been on point. And obviously he's landing some great shots. But once again, those kicks, Bane, he's getting me a little worried with them. There's 3 minutes on the clock and it's only going to take Cormier to rip one combination to send him to hell.
As you say it, Cyrez, Miocic backing up. This is DC's opportunity.
Oh, the takedown was absolutely needed after that big moment. Now finds himself on bottom, and DC may be great on top, but with the weight of Daniel Cormier on top of you in this crucial position, it's going to be a bit of a hard one to get out of. Those Turkish get-ups, definitely something he's been drilling in the back in order to get him busted out of that one. Otherwise, that could have been a very, very quick night.
Oh. Back flat has been denied, but still in a bad spot is Cormier, Pudge.
Yeah, this is interesting. Yeah, it's just like a denial battle. I kind of like those a lot.
Oh! Flattened out is the former double champion. Here comes Miocic going to work with the hands. This is not looking good for Toxic Carnivore.
Yeah, this has been a back and forth battle. Like, how are you scoring this so far there, Bane and Pudgey? I'll put it to you first, Bane, but how are you scoring this so far, guys?
I think KM Gunz has just had more success as the fights progressed. Would not be surprised with a 30-27 or a 29-28 if we get to the decision, because this third round has been all him. I have to think that second round easily within his domain as well. That first 5 minutes, though, Pudge, is where I get a little bit up in the air.
I would possibly give it the DC in the first, and I would say for Gunz, it was very, very questionable in the second. But he wants to end this.
He's thrown in the canvas, in a pool of his own blood, and my God, did Stipe do a great job of closing out that show. No joke this evening. Beautiful work from Stipe Miocic.
Yves Levine felt like he'd seen enough unanswered strikes from Miocic, right? Just landing on the head. This is such a vicious position to be in. And you can see there was so much urgency from Daniel Cormier to get back up and get out of it, but you just can't when you've got Stipe Miocic riding you like that. What a performance from the Kingsman, moving onwards and upwards. Let's see. I don't know if the AJ's camp has gotten their hand raised tonight. Papa Lemur beat Walker. Kobie beat RyJones. I think Tabaric beat Juggernaught, correct?
Yeah, I believe so. I think TSK are now 3, 4, or 5 wins on a bounce. They're doing fantastic this evening, putting their camp on the map. With that, though, my man, takes us into the second fight of the main card. We're going to be having FSK AJ Guy taking a step up against the ever dangerous BSD Big E. We know how dangerous AJ Guy has been around the scene for a very, very long time, but I'll put this one to you, Pudgey. Tell us about your man, Big E.
Big E, man, that's my boy. As always, man, it's always crazy scraps in the booth. He's very patient, man. He's definitely elevated his game last time I talked to him, and he's just looking to strike, man. He's just looking to keep his distance and just read his opponent very well, man. But you gotta also give it to him, man. He's tough as well. He's very tough as well. So it's just definitely going to be a banger, man. No card has
totally adversity though for the body snatchers degree Big E. He's gonna need to find an opportunity to compose himself, because so far AJ Guy just blistering combination square on the chin of Jose Aldo, Bane.
Rob Font is coming alive early here. No patience displayed. Each guy meeting in the center and throwing down. This is the frustration from the AJ's camp that I wanted to see. They have pitched 0 tonight. AJ's guy looking to put on a performance for his team.
He's FSK now is AJ Guy. He's made obviously that switch across to the FSK boys, doing absolutely beautiful work since he's made that adjustment. As you can see, all coming together. The hands coming. Absolutely true flow state kings on an absolute tear with this one. Now raining down those ground and pound shots and trying to get the job done.
AJ's wishes they had this guy. Apologies for that confusion. AJ Guy really just putting on a show midway through this first round. The body snatcher getting snatched tonight. Pudge, what would you extend to your fellow friend with Jose Aldo?
Just survive, man. Just survive. Just survive, man. But no, man, I would say honestly with Big E, man. He just has to just find his composure, man. He can come back in this fight, but he just has to slow it down, man.
Difficult to be slow when you have someone as quick as AJ Guy raining down strikes on you. These short elbows on the inside. Look at that. They are just debilitating the head health of Jose Aldo.
Absolutely phenomenal work for AJ Guy tonight. His campmate can be very proud, but there's the reversal from Big E. A minute 20 on the clock, and Jose Aldo, black belt, he can get those submissions or the ground and pound with those heavy hands of his own. Doesn't have a lot of time to work. Woo!
And fourth, we go in the grappling domain. The King of Rio, of course, notorious for his impeccable takedown defense, but the scrambling ability of both these guys really on display tonight, Pudge.
It is, man. It was like whenever you're in that, that ground and pound position, man, it could go either way, man. And if you're just not careful, man, you gotta be patient with that, man. Because you get careless, you can get reversed.
This is brutal. AJ Guy absolutely in that flow state. Eats a head kick. Nice work from Big E, but still having all sorts of adversity over the first 5 minutes. Does he get knocked down again? My God, AJ Guy's looking on form tonight.
An electric first round for Rob Font, really giving the King of Rio everything he can handle, concluding the first 5 minutes with that knockdown. Has to feel confident, Pudgey, coming into this second set of 5 minutes.
Yeah, man. I just think that this right here, if Big E can try to find an exploit, he gets blocked. If he could just try to just come back and find an exploit, man, he can do it. But it's not looking good. It's not looking good.
This is reminding me earlier in this card, Chuck Liddell versus Yuri Prohaska. Another right hand floors Big E. Rob Font now comes in for the kill. This could be it. Wow.
Ooh.
I have to say, man, let's just take a moment. I mean, there's such an act about, but the ability that he's had, that every time a Jose Aldo onto the body, every time he goes to block the body, he goes for the head. Perfect mix-up from the new Flow State Kings member, AJ Guy, looking absolutely on form. And if he's able to top this off with a submission victory after those hands, my God, brother.
Rob Font, the submission bar is climbing faster and faster. This looks like it is going to be over. Rob Font has tapped out the King of Rio.
My God, performance of the night, bar none. That is how you get the job done, my man. What a performance on the main card. AJ Guy, standout upon standout performances, and that's a tough one to do, to get yourself really, really out there, really stand out and have a phenomenal performance like that after so many killer fights so far really, really speaks to the abilities of this man.
Mm-hmm. Good job to both boys, man. Listen, man, Big E, he'll be back. He's just gonna go back and he'll review it. He already accepts for what it is. That's one thing about with Big E, man. He is always improving, man. So much love to him. But good job to AJS for getting that win, man.
Sometimes that's just the way the cookie crumbles. Was not his night to see. We know that that's not a full account of his abilities. Of course, just had a tough night at the office up against AJ Guy. Now we move on to the next one. I believe this is going to be a PlayStation bout between two absolute killers. Going to be having LW Jequis stepping across from NFG Blue Mist. I believe this is the first performance of the LW camp that we're going to see this evening. Up-and-coming camp on the scene. Going to have to mind their P's and Q's, though, of course, up against the NFG native in Blue Mist.
One thing to mention, of course, the number 10 PlayStation contender in prime time is LW Jequis at 2-0. Blue Mist knocking on the door of the top 10 at number 11, 2-1. A reminder of the stakes of this 155-pound contest.
Ooh.
Gets the rock, Dustin Poirier. If he Dustin Poirier, a diamond is going to be made this evening as they get active early. Great work from both guys there, Bane, as he gets the takedown.
This is exactly what Jequis needed, right? Dumped him right there. Takes a moment. Now a crisp combination on the inside.
It looks like Diamond Dustin, he was going to throw one of those axe kicks. I was about to say, does he have an axe kick?
I don't think he does, but another nice takedown from Jequis. Jequis is in the red corner. We see the other Dustin Poirier, of course, his opponent Blue Mist in the blue corner. Both have the blue shorts on. Look at their gloves. If you want to distinguish between them, of course, it's about the only way you're going to be able to do so as these guys do it. But great work from Poirier, now getting in some of that ground and pound on the top control position. 2 minutes 45 on the clock and lots of time to get that thug jitsu fully implemented, Bane.
Oh, absolutely. And you can see here the grappling does seem to be edging to the number 10 contender, Jequis. Having just more success, right? Blue Mist now getting denied right there. Bad spot for him. Those submissions of Poirier are lethal once again. Denied. Now here comes the rear naked choke. Potentially this is bad for Blue Mist. Canceled it is. 2 minutes remain, Pudgey.
I don't know why he decided to cancel on that. Maybe he thought that, oh, well, maybe I can't do this because it's still kind of banned in some other leagues there. So maybe that's probably why he canceled it. But now he's in the rubber guard position. And if he knows how to handle this, man, he can stay in this position for quite a while, man. That's one 100%. Thing I like about in the rubber guard, man. It's such a dangerous position to be in, dude.
It really, really is with the submission threats as we go for that omoplata, go-go plata. I can't really see which one it is right now, but yeah, Dustin Poirier is so dangerous from these positions. He's got these elbows from the obviously from the rubber guard, the ability to reverse you or submit you as he pulls down on the go-go plata. Lovely work, getting a little bit tight, but the escape was imminent. Blue Mist doing a great job of staying composed in that tough position, closing out this first round.
30 seconds remaining. You can see there, Blue Mist content to just defend right there. Interesting decision for Poirier to not cancel that submission. But now we're back up to the feet to conclude things, and each guy whiffing and missing a little bit, connecting more so on the guard. This was a grapple-heavy first round at lightweight.
Let's go right here. Try. Oh my God. Big knockdown at the end for that man right there. All action over the course, back and forth in the ground, in the little bit of the striking. Starting us off, though, every round start standing, I should say. Big double leg kick opening for Blue Mist, trying to take the center of the cage and get his opponent to back up behind those black lines.
Each guy just in the pocket. Look at that elbow. Momentarily stuns Blue Mist. Blue Mist wants to return with his own elbows, but Jequis is just too aware of what's coming at him. This first minute of this second round is electric. Oh!
Man. Oh, these boys are just out here throwing. It's like someone's going to sleep. This isn't making it 3 rounds, man.
You can see Jequis doubling the strikes of Blue Mist unofficially, landing at a significantly higher clip than the blue corner.
Yeah, for sure, man. One thing I'll say, man, shout out to my boy TMA Prezi in the building, y'all. Hey, if you guys don't know who TMA Prezi is, man, one of the best streamers out there, man. Much love to him. He's out in the comments. What up, bro?
Yes, sir. Catching all the action. These guys, though, I have to say, this is a much grappling heavy routine, Bane, you'd expect to see from Diamond Poirier. Obviously, that thug jitsu trying to be utilized as he continues to attack the body over and over again.
You can see pulling guard right there. Blue Mist wise to it, pops back up to his feet midway through this second round.
That's a tough one to I'm sorry, Ben, go ahead.
No, you're all good. Back to the mat we go, Pudge.
No, I was going to say, man, that pulling guard denial, man, it's very hard to really to really time, man. You gotta be on like one step ahead. He's like, man, this person is going to pull guard as this person gets top mount.
Great job so far from Jequis. Lethal weapons. Campmate doing a great job of riding out these top control positions as he gets the denial and goes for the go-go plata once again. This time the stamina a little bit at a deficit for Blue Mist, so maybe a little bit closer than the previous ones, but so far so good on the defense, Bane.
You know, while these submissions aren't necessarily getting close to being completed, it is control time that is getting racked up for Jequis, so you have to think there are benefits to not canceling the submission, even if it does look like you're not going to be able to complete it. And in a fight where through 10 minutes his grappling does appear to be a step ahead, that's not necessarily a negative, Pudge.
It isn't, man. I think that Jequis is really he's making this fight very interesting, man. Because you don't really see too many Diamond Poiriers go down to the ground, man. You don't really see that too often. He's doing a really good job of transition denials, man. He's just working on his opponent's stamina. Maybe that's part of his game plan, man. He's to drag him down a little bit and then bring him back up so he can rip to the body again.
Yeah, that's an excellent point. That's actually... Oh, my God! Oh, saved by the bell!
Blue Mist
God.
absolutely
make it.
rocking Jequis at the conclusion of that one. As Syra has mentioned, that could have been saved by the bell. Jequis didn't know where he was going back to the stool.
I have to say, normally in previous performance by Jequis, we've seen him take at the later parts of the fight, trying to set up knockdowns in the third and final round. However, Blue missed after that big flurry at the end, maybe changing that approach as he marches to continue the damage.
Big head kick blocked right there, but the guard of Jequis is now getting tested, lead overhand. And you can see Blue Mist is just winging and swinging these strikes at the chin of Jequis.
Knows that he's potentially 2 rounds in the, down in this one, Pudgey, trying to get the finish. You see it, a very competitive back and forth battle. However, at least by my side, you've got Jequis just pulling away slightly now in terms of the stamina and the head health as he lands another flurry.
Yeah, he is, man. He's just very dangerous, man. He just wants his opponent to match his energy, man, and that's what we're getting right now, man. So I think that if Jequis can pull this off, man, and just dip right into the body, man, I think that he can get that as slight advantage, man. But Blue Mist is staying in there, man, so it's very tough.
A little bit naughty as he goes for the standing gilly. Sorry there, Bane, but he didn't get it. Luckily for that man right there. Now back on the mat is Jequis in his favored positions, riding out these positions. That Thug Jitsu really, really on display this evening, Bane.
Oh, absolutely. And you can see he's buttering the ribs up for the main entree in this one. 2 minutes and 30 seconds remain in this fight. And you have to think, Jequis, the path of least resistance is clearly the grappling. When he is on the feet, Blue Mist has an opportunity to shut the lights out. Great transition right there from Jequis, now inside control.
Riding out these positions beautifully there, Pudge. So far, just an absolutely smothering performance. Blue Mist.
Yeah, just like how, for sure, man. Just like Bane said, man, it's butter into the ribs. So even still, man, when you're in that sprawl and brawl position, man, it's not too good if you just let someone just kind of wail on your legs, man. I feel like you got to get out of there as soon as you can.
Another pull counter from the lethal. Campmate now gets taken down, finds himself on his back for one. Once again, does Blue Mist, and so far there's chain wrestling and the ground and pound added up.
That is it, Jequis! Ground and pound. The strikes were there to get Blue Mist out of this fight shortly before it ended anyways. What a performance. Really put it all together in my mind, Cyrus. Grappled his way through, knocked Blue Mist down several times. Blue Mist had his moments, but this fight was all Jequis.
Yes, sir. The campmate first performance for Lethal Weapons this evening. He did his camp very, very proud this evening. I am sure mixing in that grappling, overcoming some adversity. We saw how dangerous Blue Mist was in the striking towards the end of that second round, but not able to implement it this evening, Pudgey, due to that grappling absolute onslaught by Jequis.
Man, that was an excellent performance by both fighters, man. Jequis definitely did his thing, man. I really like the way how he, he really mixed up the takedowns and he just utilized the striking when it was needed, man. But he definitely was very grapple heavy in that one. I think that, Blue Mist will come back and he'll look at the tape and he will just improve on his game, man. That's what happens, man. Win or lose, man, you always get back in the lab. You just, you look at everything and you just keep it pushing, man.
100%, brother, 100%. This does take us on to the next one, though, my guys. We're going to be, I believe it's BSD Tdrivers up against the Elite King Issues, stepping up in this very, very featured spot of this card. We see Dustin Poirier once again now stepping up. Gregor, imagine we're going to see a little bit more of a striking repertoire in this one. However, it has to be said, I mean, the Conor McGregor pick, I believe, does have a slight advantage, even with the boosts to Dustin Poirier in terms of the striking realm. So has to mind all of his P's and Q's, make sure he's landing that damage often and early on Tdrivers if he's going to be able to get some success against the Conor McGregor pick.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir, man. I will say with Drivers, man, he's definitely one of the best strikers. I would honestly say in the camp. Just like how it is with all of us, man. You just gotta take your time and just gotta be patient with stuff, man. He's just very elusive when he can be, man. But with Dustin across the front of him, man, gotta be careful.
Yes, sir. That man's got heaters in his hands there, Bane, and getting some nice short shots on the inside. Those short lead hooks are doing him absolute wonders right now.
You know, EK issues with a kick-heavy approach, really slamming those legs into the calves and thighs of Tdrivers. Drivers content to try and counter, right? Utilize the pinpoint precision of the notorious Conor McGregor to great effect here. Would like to see him jab a little bit more, right? Establish that range and dictate the distance through the first couple minutes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Nice work from Tdrivers to double up on that jab. Go body. That's definitely going to be money in the bank. But as you said, the leg kick, absolutely savage from EK issues so far, and maybe trying to utilize some of that compromised lead leg of Tdrivers with the Conor McGregor pick. We know that he has a stress fracture coming into this one in that lead. Obviously, maybe not the best approach from him to be firing back those leg kicks. A big uppercut!
EK issues momentarily stunned right there, now retreating across the cage. Tdrivers, beautiful uppercut right there. Big shout out to Mr. Humbledink in the Twitch chat. 2 minutes remain in this first round, Pudgey.
Hey, shout out to Humble. Hey, what up, man? What up, my dude? Oh my God. Hey, yo, Driver survived. Hey.
Drivers was doing a great job of landing those hands. Gets rocked, though. Has to be very, very careful. I have to say, EK issues with that Dustin pick obviously has the more durable of the two fighters, and when Conor McGregor starts to get that chin cracked, it can be a very, very tough time as a Conor McGregor pick.
Oh, you can see EK issues now really closing the gap. Tdrivers getting put up against the cage. Can EK issues cut the octagon off even more?
See these little stutter steps. Another leg kick. Got him hurt on that one. Now the double jab. Breaking that block, attacking the body, all around EK issues, mixing it up, scattergunning techniques all around the cage, but Driver's not out of it yet, Pudgey, answering back with some big bombs of his own.
He's out here just trying to throw him, man. I don't blame him. I would just say, at this time, you could go, just go for broke. Just throw it, see what happens. You know how McGregor's do, man. His one lucky shot, man, that left hand is very goated for some reason.
What a way to conclude that first round. Again, the 2 leg health events for Poirier really making a statement, at least to me, boys. I don't know what you guys saw, but that first 5 minutes, EK issues impressed me with the assault to the legs of Tdrivers.
Yes, sir. That was a good check to start out the second round for Drivers, but he's going to need a lot more. Going to be able to dissuade issues from continuing to throw it as he pokes forward with that jab and continues to answer back with a couple of leg kicks of his own. But Poirier looking very, very composed in the center of the cage, taking charge and trying to work those lead hooks. Any opportunity given, Pudge.
I would just hope that Tdrivers would, he has to recognize of just protecting that right leg there, man. Even if Conor was in the orthodox position, and that left hand is still goated, man. So either way, man, it still could benefit in his favor. I just hope that he's just very careful. EK issues is doing a really good job of making sure that he's just kind of peppering it, and he's just kind of staying within that range, man. He's doing a really good job.
The leg kick's definitely the story of this fight so far there, Bane, as he continues to rip to it, and that leg becoming increasingly compromised over the course of this fight.
And you can see the defensive EK issues as well. He's rarely out of position. He's willing to go into the fire a little bit, give one to take one to some extent, but Tdrivers taking a lot more than he's giving through the first 8 minutes. Midway through this second round, now McGregor pushing the pace against the diamond.
And this is what he needs, right, Pudge? The Conor McGregor pick, the leg is so compromised. He hasn't got a great switch stance. That cardio is still there from him right now. So with 2 minutes 50 on the clock, you'd like to see him really, really let go with these hands and start to test that chin of Dustin Poirier.
Yeah, also, if you also see on, on Poirier's side as well, too, his right leg is kind of compromised as well. So we're kind of almost facing out a standstill of, who's going to get out of position first, I think. I think that if they're just going at each other's legs. Look at it.
Oh, Tdrivers getting the worst of it, but look at that. Great check from McGregor. Poirier now might regret throwing that leg to the leg of McGregor as this fight continues. 90 seconds remain in this second round. The Diamond likely doing the better work, but Tdrivers definitely not out of it.
Definitely not, my man. Definitely not. He's answering back any opportunity. Still problematic, but in this late stage, especially with the Conor McGregor pick starting to get a little bit more loose with those, has to be wary that he doesn't eat some shots on the inside. Whew.
Interesting, the adjustment that Tdrivers made to start landing those kicks of his own. You can see it is giving EK issues problems, really giving him something to be concerned about. That's not the head or the midsection.
Yeah, I have to say.
Oh, I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say, as with the issues there, my man, the one thing he is doing, which is beautiful right now, is any time that Tdrivers decides to mix up with the leg kicks, he gets active with the hands, and honestly, that is so compromised. We see the switch finally at the end of that second round from Conor McGregor, now putting his left hand forward, taking away some of those big power shots he has in that hand, but definitely needed as that leg is so tenderized right now, Bane. It's looking bad, brother. It's looking bad with that leg.
Will say the cardio of McGregor does seem to still be here through 10 minutes. Really impressed with the conservation that Tdrivers has been able to do, even with the damage that he has accumulated. Now he slams his lead leg into the lead leg of Poirier. Oh!
That's what he needs, testing that chin of Diamond, of the Diamond, but so far so good. Like I said, issues being so well versed on this game, he doesn't get flustered, and even with that nice shot landing, just deciding to back off, getting that slip hook, and now pushing for the finish.
That was a beautiful slip to counter that strike. You can see McGregor now leading in total strikes, but the significance all in the Louisianan side. Big kick right there, though, from McGregor.
If he's able to turn this one around, this will be one hell of a comeback for Tdrivers, staying game to the very end. Big counters, trying to get the max vulnerability added up with the Conor McGregor power to switch out the Diamond's lights, but these guys are going back and forth so much, my guys, so much. Very closely contended bout.
You would think EK issues with the leg kick heavy approach would have the wherewithal to check the kicks coming from Tdrivers, but each guy content to just take them. Oh, big 1-2 right there from Louisianan.
It feels like anyone who throws a leg kick, man, and it gets checked, I don't know what's going to happen. But I think that Tdrivers is doing a really good job of, making those adjustments and getting really back into this fight, man.
He has 2 minutes 20 left on the clock to get something working, at least by my scorecard. I think he's 2 down in terms of the rounds right now. Don't think we're going to need to see the judges, especially when they're pushing forward, trying to take them out of it with these flurries of combinations on the inside. Really starting to fight in the phone booth as we enter the 2-minute mark of this third and final round.
Oh, combination on the inside there for the Irishman, but Poirier be able to sort of weave out of the way of most of it. McGregor lands a leg kick right there. 90 seconds remain in this fight. Tdrivers has found his way back into it, but I have to think EK Issues is still leading, blocking these a lot. Tdrivers needs to mix it up just a little bit more.
Yes, sir, and that's one right there. The 1-2 head kick bleeding through the block and starting to get the head health of EK Issues a little bit. A couple of short shots landing, maybe all it needed to put the Louisiana native down. So far, so good, though. Answering back, my God, so back and forth over the course of this last round.
Massive 1-2 head kick for McGregor. 35 seconds remain. Poirier now eating a lot more shots as this fight is transpiring. Have to think EK Issues might be out of it, but there's a massive slip hook. Tdrivers on the back foot.
Oh my God. This is brutal right now. Both guys putting out so much damage on each other.
What a fight this is. 15 minutes of nothing but action back and forth. Louisiana versus Ireland absolutely delivered. You could see the leg kicks of EK Issues were a big factor in this one, but Tdrivers had so much success. I'm unsure how to score this, Cyrus.
Yeah,
I'm just going to clap for that one.
Yeah, 100%. Can we get some appreciation for this fight in the chat? These guys absolutely showing up and showing out over the course of those first. Getting the W. Big win for that man right there over the Elite King Issues. Love to see the scorecards if we could. That was a very, very closely contended bout there. Got to be proud of your campmate, Pudgey. You did a great job, my man.
I am, man. I thought Tdrivers, man. I thought he was actually going to lose that one, man. Dustin Diamond, man. He was pulling on that pressure, man. But hey, man, much love to my boy Tdrivers, man. He put BSD on the map here, and I'm actually going to step out of the booth here because I am going against Mr. KM Intro himself. So I'm going to catch you guys in a little bit here, boys, and I'll see you guys when the fight is done.
Good luck there, my man Pudgey. A pleasure to have you in the booth. We'll see you for the... Know that you're a killer in and out of the booth. Has his work cut out for him this evening, though. Bane stepping up across from the Kingsman in intro with that silky smooth striking that man has right there.
Absolutely. One thing to mention just about Tdrivers versus EK Issues. Tdrivers is the number 5 Xbox contender, now 6-1 overall, 4-fight winning streak. EK Issues, the number 6 contender, 5-2 now. So that was a top 10 matchup, and absolutely both guys earned their spot. But looking a bit deeper into the rankings, body snatching degree, Pudgey, number 12, 4-2 overall, plus his 2-fight win streak right now. KM Intro, the number 13 contender. So this is a potential changing of the guard just outside the top 10 on Xbox.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. As you get towards the top of the card, obviously there's one of the most featured spots of this card, the co-main event of the evening. We know how dangerous Pudgey is, always bringing the action. Saw him very, very recently stepping across the cage from Great Mist in that last outing with the Paul Felder pick, deciding to go down the lines of Leon Edwards this evening. It's a very, very well-balanced pick, but gonna have to mind all of his P's and Q's. We know how dangerous Indro is, and with that Jorge Masvidal pick, definitely going to be looking to learn those bombs early. Maybe that 5-piece in the soda coming with it there, Bane.
And you have to think, right, Pudgey's coming into this with a potential disadvantage. Having to be on commentary for an hour and a half or two gets you out of your competitor mindset, right? It's a completely different skill set. And so while KM Intro was likely getting rounds with the Kingsman, Pudgey was here calling the fights. Who knows how that's going to affect him in this contest at 170.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Starting out nice and quickly. We know that Pudgey is perpetual forward movement, likes to get his opponent to back up a little bit. It was hard to do so against Great Mist that doesn't know the back step in his last outing, but trying to get that real kind of established center cage in the opening going of this one, back and forth over the course of those first minute and a half, starting to work the inside shots, going to the body, going to the head, really getting active with those hands.
Oh, good knee right there from Leon Rocky Edwards. Pudgey clearly a wizard with the skill set from the Brit. Jorge game bred, though very well versed everywhere this fight goes.
Big Rock, he's doing fantastic work so far. Got him hurt. Now Intro trying to press forward. Obviously not getting overcommitted. He's very well. Doesn't want to bust that cardio, especially with a dangerous veteran like Pudgey across from you. But great start for the Kingsman.
Oh, look at that. Massive little bit of a stutter step into that rear head kick. Beautiful work from KM Intro. Those guys have some of the highest level striking that I've seen on this game. Slip hook lands on the chin of Rocky Edwards.
Rocky Edwards is a very dangerous all-round opponent. He's got hands. Maybe like to see Pudgey utilize a takedown in this opening going, because Leon Edwards does have some pretty good top control as well, should he get himself in those positions.
Oh, backing up hard. As we mentioned earlier, difficult to shoot for a takedown when you're on your back foot. KM Intro dictating the pace and controlling the range through 3.5 minutes. Let's see if Pudgey can reverse and turn the tables around just in the distance domain. Eats a shot on the inside right there.
Doing great so far, back and forth over the course of this bout. Both guys showing that they're very game as he continues to lead side pushing kick to get that distance and range. Excellent ring generalmanship from KM Intro. Pudgey trying to answer back, trying to play a little bit of footsies, working in and out of the pocket. Bane, great job so far from both gentlemen as he lands another couple of...
KM Intro mixing it up beautifully on the inside with the hooks and dipping low to the midsection. 20 seconds remain. Have to think that this has been a great first 5 minutes for the Kingsman, but Pudgey definitely having success. And if he makes a couple critical adjustments, just like there.
Double elbow.
Oh.
What a way to close out the round. That's how you answer back. My God.
Defend yourself at all times inside the octagon. Couple seconds remained in that first, and Pudgey made the most of them. KM intro almost out of it. Will be interesting to see how that is scored if it goes to the scorecards. Judges could give it the significance to conclude the first round to Pudgey, but consistency would suggest that KM intro likely got the 10-9 nod in that first set of 5 minutes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Starting us out nice and quickly in this second round. Once again, we see Pudgey trying to use a little bit of those footsie. Nice little double switch kick, the feint into the lead head kick from intro, trying to get very, very loose. We know how silky smooth his striking is. Very, very creative with it. And as the fight goes on and he builds up those confidence, I would imagine he's going to try to continue to let those fly. Got to be careful, though. Pudgey shown us time and time again that he is game to the very, very end. The body snatcher's degree, continually working that body and the head health of all of his opponents.
You can see there is about a 16-strike discrepancy between these two. Gamebred getting the better of it, 53 to 37 of Pudgey. One thing to mention, 92 body and 92 legs for Jorge Gamebred Masvidal. If Rocky decided to slam the shin into the thigh, could be a path to victory for him.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So we've seen, those leg kicks, how sneaky they are. They add up very, very quickly, and even if he's only going to start them, they're a very, very good technique to employ on your opponent that gets them starting to drop those hands and set up some of those big shots up top. Oh!
Massive combination from the Florida resident. Gamebred moving forward now. Pudgey on the back foot. This is just so much pressure to deal with from KM intro. It seems like he's finding angles that Leon Rocky Edwards just can't see, Cyrez.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I mean, it's just the absolute flurries in the pocket that he gets the opportunity. You see Pudgey coming in with that jab, and KM intro says no, plants on the straight, rips a combination. Now going to the body, looking very, very clean this evening. His intro, Pudgey having a little bit of adversity, needs to get something going. Gotta be careful of those kicks on the inside, Bane. We spoke about it a little bit earlier on, Mike.
This has got to be frustrating for Pudgey. KM intro putting it all together midway through this second round. 90 seconds remain, and Gamebred is lighting up the face of Pudgey.
Yes, sir. He's answering back, though. Got that head health starting to chip away. Definitely has to be careful not to take many more strikes as he gets flopped on the ground. Now raining down those shots. This might be intro, and it is...
Pudgey eyes are still open, but the brain is no longer there. Consciousness separated, courtesy of some beautiful ground and pound. KM intro, when he gradually began to pull away in this fight, he exponentially pulled away. This was close until it wasn't. Beautiful finishing sequence. You can see Pudgey try to utilize the head movement, but was just crumpled like a bag of, as he would say, beans. Beautiful performance from KM intro. Welcome back to the booth, Pudge. How do you feel?
I'm doing all right, man. I just came back from my nap, bro. What the hell just happened?
Those things, my man, they happen. It's hard to jump in the booth, do commentary for a long time, then jump in the cage and try to let those hands fly. But you had a dangerous opponent again, opposite you this evening, as you always do, brother. As you get towards the top end of those rankings, there are only killers stepping across that cage. So no shame lost, my man. KM intro doing fantastic this evening and picking up a big W for the Kingsman.
Yeah, much love to him, man. That was definitely it was definitely a well-contested match, man. Hey, shout out to those KM boys. They're definitely putting on for the scene, man. I'll definitely be back. I'll be in the lab working, but till then, man, I'm just gonna be chilling over here eating my beans, man. So we up for the next, the main event that we all been waiting for, man. Bane, I'm gonna let you go for this one.
Jimmy Slick versus EK Bang Bang. This one is top 10 over on the PlayStation console. Of course, the undefeated champion 9-0 TD Styles. The number 9 contender EK Bang Bang looking to step deeper into the limelight on PlayStation against the number 7 contender LW Jimmy Slick, the undefeated number 7 contender, might I add. This one will be heated through 15 or 25 potentially.
Yeah, 25 minutes main event. The Lethal Weapons getting, I believe, their first event spot with Jamie Slick, I should say. As you said, he is undefeated at this point, has his work cut out from him, stepping across from EK Bang Bang. We know that that guy has perpetual forward movement, landing big bombs on the block, on your chin, any which way he can. But if anybody's going to be able to do so, it's going to be the lethal weapons, Jamie Slick, as we've said, undefeated at this stage, Bane, and it's hard to do that when you've got so many killers standing, in this league, for sure, man.
Completely. And this one, remind me which weight class we are contesting it at. Is it at 170?
I believe so.
Featherweight, yep, 145. Never mind. Now, as mentioned earlier in the broadcast, Pudgey suggested we'd be seeing a lot of hands. I'm hoping to see more of the holistic Taekwondo nature that Showtime brings to the octagon. Each of these guys a former champion in their own right, but I believe that Anthony Showtime Pettis can mix it up significantly better than McGregor if he gets the range down quickly.
Mm-hmm. One thing I'll say about with Bang Bang, and one thing I'll say about at least some of the fights I've seen with Jimmy Slick, man. One thing I'll say about with Bang, win or lose, that's Bang Diaz, man. You can never get disappointed of a Bang Diaz fight. I'll say that. That man is just ferocious, man. I'm even honored to even be somewhat in the same pressure category as him, between me, him, and Mist. I always, I love Bang. That's my dog. Jimmy Slick, he's very patient, man. I like his feints. His striking is very, unpredictable, man. He's always mixing it up, man. This is just going to be just a striking match, I think.
Yeah, you've got to imagine so. Both guys very, very seasoned in the striking realm. Anthony Pettis, as you said, especially in the hands of Jamie Slick, has the unorthodox style to really cause anybody problems. But right now, he is just using that teep beautifully to continue to keep Bang Bang at bay. That forward pressure is a lot harder to get off when you're sticking that foot square in your sternum.
You can see the gears in EK Bang Bang's head are definitely turning. He is confused by the activity and the volume from Jimmy Slick. I love what Slick's doing. He's concluding a couple of his combinations with that left hand dig into the body so well. A absolute necessity against a McGregor, right? That cardio, if you were able to take it away from Conor, you have a very clear path to victory. Midway through this first, seems like Showtime's doing just that.
Yes, sir. Doing a great job. Got to be careful of backing yourself up against that cage as well. We've seen it time and time again. The Showtime Pettis pick, often able to make it silky smooth to the jump up cage, but so far the footsie battle is just really on point. I'm liking the in and out movement of Jimmy Slick. Oh!
Showtime Pettis with the early knockdown. What a mess. Look at all of this ground and pound. EK Bang Bang getting overwhelmed.
He is having a lot of adversity, still not backing up, and that's why you love a Bang Bang. Does not know how to walk backwards, only knows how to step forward and land some bombs, having some early adversity, but Jimmy Slick looking very clean with another nice pivot as he's getting shots rained across his chin.
This is a cerebral performance through 5 minutes for Jimmy Slick. EK Bang Bang known to rally when he needs to. That Elite Kings camp cannot be overstated enough how good they are in high-pressure situations.
Yes, sir, and he needs to be, 25 minutes, landing another rock. We're not going to see the judges on this one as he marches forward, feinting, going to the body. My God, he's looking very, very clean this evening.
This is intense, boys. Woo!
This is your main event of the evening. 16. If you're new to the scene, hit that follow. Make sure to join the Discord. Get involved yourselves and see how you stack up against the killers in the cage, just like this, Bane.
And you have to think, right, Jimmy Slick, the undefeated number 7 contender. There are 6 more people in his way. They have to be watching this performance with bated breath because Jimmy's looking like a world beater tonight.
My God, man, just those 1-2 staying very active, striking on the offbeat, looking very, very good, simple fundamentals.
Bang, capitalizing on a massive miss from Jimmy Slick.
Only takes one mistake for Bang Bang to take your head home with him. Nice rock for that man right there. Now he has to capitalize on that success that he's had, because even with the rock in the as we go through the 3-minute 45-second minute in the second round.
You know, this is what's so interesting about Jimmy Slick's approach, the volume heavy despite all odds. EK Bang Bang, when he lands with a shot like that, typically the opponent takes the foot off the gas pedal, and that's when EK Bang Bang steps deeper into the pressure picture. But you could see Jimmy Slick not relenting even after being momentarily stunned.
Oh my God, man. What an action-packed main event we are having already. These guys not wasting any time getting damage as possible. No friends lost in this one, or no love lost, I should say, in this one, as these guys are just absolutely chambering shots over and over.
High caliber featherweight action. Pudge, what do you think Bang Bang needs to do to really turn the tide of this one?
You just keep, like, one thing I'll say about with Bang Bang, it doesn't matter. Like, he's just an unstoppable force, man. Like, even if he gets rocked, it's still dangerous because you can also still get KO'd from his rock. So I think that with Bang Bang, he's just a relentless force, man. He's a force of nature, dog. Jimmy Slick is doing a really good job of just peppering his health away and his stamina. But you got to be careful, man. Bang Bang can just hit you with one knockout. We've seen it.
And that's the thing, right?
Your way. That's it.
It's the tale of two halves with this sort of style. He lives or dies by the sword. Does Bang Bang, walking on to the damage of Anthony Pettis, landing damage of his... He has a lot of confidence that his strikes are going to be the one that's able to close out the show. But when your opponent's getting off first, it can be kind of like walking into a wood chipper. And that's kind of what Anthony Pettis seems to have been trying to accomplish over the course of those first 10 minutes, or almost 10 minutes at this stage, just continually, as you mentioned, peppering those shots forward.
Wow, I mean, it's just, you can see every time a fist connects on the face of EK Bang Bang, some blood pumps out of the nose, clearly broken or at the very least fractured. This is a standout performance from Jimmy Slick. EK Bang Bang looking very flat-footed through 10 minutes.
Yeah, having issues, man. Now, obviously, the stamina's getting a little bit low, the head, body health a little bit compromised. Still not out of the fight yet, as we know. There, Pudgey, EK Bang Bang, as you man does not give up, continues to march forward, continues to find the opportunities for absolutely phenomenal shots to be landed. But so far, so good for Anthony Pettis in the hands of Jimmy Slick. I mean, putting on a phenomenal performance up against a dangerous top contender. Cut Your Glove starts us out in this third and final round. Once again, Anthony Pettis taking the center of the cage.
Well, not necessarily the final round. Potentially could have 10 more minutes.
Apologies.
That was my fault. Of saying 3 rounds before this main event. But either way, Showtime Pettis could potentially end it in the next 4.5 minutes. Has looked impeccable so far. But EK Bang Bang now landing on the inside with that left hand of McGregor.
You see Jimmy Slick answering back. He honestly, man, this guy is having a standout performance right now. Those teeps have been money for him the entire night.
Wow. Look at the striking differential.
I did miss those statistics. Are they who are they leaning towards? Did you catch the numbers, my man?
93 to Jimmy Slick, I think 42 to McGregor, almost doubling, right, the output and landing so much significance. Jimmy Slick, how can he keep this pace up?
Yeah, I mean, it's impressive, even more so. He's doing this not only against EK Bang Bang, but doing it against Bang Bang with more stamina at this stage. That normal, that sort of output, you would imagine that he's going to be the one that's not exactly the fresher of the two, but when you're landing basically everything, that stamina stays nice and high there, Pudge.
That it does, man. I mean, even still, we've seen people who've had, the most stamina, one wrong move, and that's it, man. You get flash KO'd. That's just what it is with Bang Bang.
As Pudgey says it, now here comes Bang Bang. Anthony Pettis in a world of trouble. Uppercut sneaks through the guard. EK Bang Bang takes the foot off the gas for a moment, but have to believe he's going to want to capitalize on that opportunity. Sink your teeth into it, Bang Bang.
Finds himself backed up for one of the first times in his career. Not...
Oh!
position, now rocked and getting combos ripped to face.
EK Bang Bang momentarily down, pops back up, but still against the cage against Anthony Showtime Pettis. Jimmy Slick putting on a show.
Yeah, one thing I'll say about with Jimmy Slick, man, his block right now is not looking too good, man. So just 2 jabs, it's already killed, man. So he really has to utilize that movement, and he's doing a really good job of doing so.
This might be it. I think this is it. Oh, he survives just about, but the forward pressure of LW Jimmy Slick, absolutely phenomenal this evening.
This is a dismantling performance. Jimmy Slick has had an answer to the answer of the number 9 ranked EK Bang Bang. EK Bang Bang down once again. Jimmy Slick looks to close the show. Can he get it done right here, right now?
Oh my God. Every time, picture perfect, getting his opponent to open up with knowing this.
Can Bang Bang survive?
Oh, good job by survival. Ooh.
Yes, sir, my God. My God, this is one hell of a main event for us, guys. Absolutely killer fight, start to finish, and this one is living up to all the hype. There's a reason it's at the top of the show, and they're showing you that right now.
This fight has had everything you could possibly want inside of it through the first 20 minutes or 15 minutes or so, I believe. 10 minutes remain. I don't think we're going to the scorecards.
No, definitely not. And one thing to note, I don't think previous to this, Bang Bang has ever got a finish outside of the second, or got a victory outside of the 3rd round. We don't often see this man go to the, go to the championship rounds. Quite obviously, interesting. Sorry, I've just taken a moment. He's just kind of standing there right now. I don't know if his controller's died. Much respect to the Anthony Pettis, just letting it tick away. Does not want to get the W in that fashion. And here is EK Bang Bang back at the table now, trying to work on the outside, looking for those big counter opportunities.
Oh,
Great
from Quicker to stay alive, though. Wow. EK Bang Bang needs a miracle if he wants to get the hand raised tonight. This is just suffocation. That is it. Jimmy Slick, the perfect Pettis, gets it done in the 4th.
Oh, man.
My God. Jimmy Slick still undefeated, looking as dangerous as ever. Standout performance above all standout performances. To do that against a dangerous, gnarly veteran like EK Bang Bang. Keep it simple, stupid. Utilize that fundamental striking to continue to keep his opponent at range, and was able to get the goddamn job done there, Pudge. Jesus, Beansville for everybody tonight.
Man, Jimmy Slicky with the bliggy, man. He got it done tonight, man. He got it against, for one of the toughest SOBs on the scene, man. Mr. EK Bang Bang himself, man. That's an honorable win for this guy, man. Mr. Jimmy Slick, good job to you, man. That was one hell of a performance, man. I would say that's definitely a good, good dub to end the card, man. Boy, this has been exciting, man. It's always a pleasure calling it with you guys. It's always it's always an honor, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I am your host, Cyrus the Looney. In the comments this evening was the Bane himself and Pudgey Cliffy McTacos. Absolutely phenomenal event as always. We will be back with you now on Wednesday, 3:30 Eastern, with more action-packed fight for our Fight Club Card 2. Then, of course, we'll be back on Saturday and Sunday with our pay-per-view event and the King of the Calf kickoff on the Sunday with that beautiful Grand Prix that we have set up. It has been an absolute pleasure calling these fights for you all. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed it too. Make sure to hit that follow button. Hit the like if you're on YouTube too. We're now pushing forward the love into the community. Going to be joining a raid towards a gentleman in the community I've just noticed. Make sure to join that up. And other than that, stay blessed, my man. Stay blessed.